guys, Dave the Honest Asian here. I apologize for the break in content that I've been able to put out. I've had quite a lot of stuff come up just with work and stuff over the last month or so. And what I'm going to try and do going forward from this is I'm going to get on a consistent schedule of filming and editing and putting out content and stuff. So, that's out of the way. It's coming forward. Just bear with me, alright? So, today we are going to talk about the 511 Rush 24 backpack. I've run this for probably close to 2 months now, and the reason I bought it was, well, first off, it was on sale. Second off, it was, I was having trouble, like, when I go to the range and stuff, especially, like, if I'm doing handgun stuff one day, or AR stuff the next, or long-range stuff, I had to unpack my bag, my range bag, and repack it and stuff. So I decided it'd be beneficial for me to have kind of a dedicated pack for each, or a dedicated bag or something for each, I guess, style of shooting that I'm doing when I go to the range. So, this particular one I set up for kind of long-range shooting, whether that be going to PRS matches or, 22 or whatever. I'm starting to get back into that. I finally found a place where I can shoot out a little bit farther. 200 yards is where my typical range goes to, and that's really nothing when it comes to shooting a full power rifle cartridge, with a nice scope and stuff. That's not that hard. So moving forward, we're gonna have a range that I've got access to about 500 yards or so. Again, not a huge distance, but it does, like wind and stuff starts to play a little bit more of a factor when shooting a, like a 308 cartridge. So, let's move on to the bag. So this is a 511 Rush 24. Retail on it is about $100 or so. They do go on sale every now and then. As I've mentioned with a lot of my other videos, if you are military, law enforcement, first responder, something, definitely check out like Expert Voice or GovX. I think there's a couple other websites out there that do offer pretty significant discounts from the manufacturers directly to save you some money on really nice quality gear. 511 is one of those companies. I think I bought this bag from GovX. So retail's about $100 or so. I think I paid about $60 for it. So there are some pretty significant discounts. You do have to qualify for different things, like Expert Voice sometimes requires different, you got to do like online classes or whatever. It's definitely worth it in my opinion. So, this is the Rush 511. Essentially, it's very similar to like the Rush All Hazards Prime backpack that I did, or the Rush 72, just in a little bit smaller frame. So this is the main difference between the All Hazards Prime and this backpack is this does not feature the helmet holder or the I guess the capacity or internal volume of it. So we'll start out. This has the front outer pouch, does have some MOLLE webbing, Velcro, nice 511 logo sewn in there. Basically, what this does is it's got some pockets on the outside, nice nylon texture. The inside of the bag is actually waterproof. There's kind of like a rubberized material over that nylon. I basically just use this, to store my manual for some of my scopes, my dope book, and then some extra pages for my dope book. You can put, whatever you want in here. It's got spots for like pen holders or little knives or calculators if you're using this for like a backpack or like a school bag or something, whatever you want in here. Pretty generous space. The only thing I'm going to say is the outer flap does have kind of two pockets there. I don't really know what you would put in there, right? So if you open it up all the way, whatever's in there is just going to fall out. This does open pretty much all the way down. There's about 2 or 3 inches at the bottom here that doesn't, but you can pretty much open that up 180 degrees. So going in from there, we'll zip that back up. You do, or like I said, the All Hazards Prime backpack has like a helmet holder where that flap would fold down. This does not have that. The outside does feature 2 rows of MOLLE with a little bit of Velcro on the top, so if you wanted to add a name tape or something like that, you definitely could. It does have buckles for kind of, if you want to run a little bit more low profile or collapsed a little bit. Features on both sides. And then the sides as well do have a couple rows of MOLLE, so you could add like a water bottle pouch or whatever you wanted to the sides. So from there we'll go to this top zipper. This is just a pretty shallow pocket, maybe 5 inches deep or so. I don't know, be like good for like a range card, or just some small documents or something. It depends on what you're using the bag for, but it's not like super protected. Again, it's got the kind of waterproof material on the inside, but it's not there's not any extra padding, and it's a relatively small pouch and pretty thin. When you open up to the outer flap, there's not a whole lot of room for expansion. So, like some sort of paper or notebook or something would probably be about all that you could fit in there. From there, oh, I forgot to mention, so all these zippers are YKK zippers. They're a really nice zipper company. They're nice and thick. The teeth on them are pretty well built. I haven't had any problems with it getting snagged up on the outer flap of the zipper cover, or the insides are pretty well stitched down, so that's not you don't really have to worry about that folding up and getting caught in the zipper and screwing them up. It is kind of a nice touch. The zipper pulls, I believe, are like paracord, and then they got a nice big tab on there with the little 511 logo engraved in there. Now, when we get to the main pouch here, let's see, we'll go on the outer flap. So like I said, so that zipper in there really needs to lay flat, so you're not going to put anything super bulky in there. The outside flap does have 2 mesh pouches that you can see through. So what I do is I just keep some extra ammo in here. Right now I'm running, the last range trip I did was taking the Bergara out. So this is just where I keep some of the ammo in there. I can see what I'm grabbing. Again, something like documents or papers or something that would be nice to see which one you're grabbing and you're not spending a whole lot of time looking for it. From there, I guess I'll say, so it does kind of have a more slick nylon backing, but underneath that there is that rubberized coating, so it is pretty waterproof. When we go to the back side, the side closest to the body, again, it's pretty simple, not a whole lot going on. It does feature a little bit of a, I think it's the laptop pouch. You can put whatever you want. There's a little bungee strap in there if you need to kind of retain that a little bit better. I don't really use that a whole lot. I just kind of set stuff on top. I like keep my spotting scope and my rear bag and some other, like my raincoat and stuff in there. So it all just kind of lays on top. Again, rubberized coating on the inside. This little flap right here, we'll talk about that in a sec, but from the inside, if you can see on both the left and right, there are these X's, and that kind of goes along with these kind of tabs from the top handle. They open up so you could run like hydration tubing or communications equipment or whatever, so it doesn't have to be exposed, or like you could run an antenna or something through there if you wanted. So I'm going to close this back up. Now, we get to that top pouch up here. That is a actual eyewear pouch. So the inside of that is fleece lined, so you're not going to scratch up your lenses or anything like that. You are actually able to put 2 sets of eye pro in there, or fit 2 sets of eye pro in there. Should you do it, whatever. I don't really care that much about the eye pro that I put in. So, I mean, the little plastic on plastic might scratch up the lenses a little bit, but if you kind of, put them in there well enough, like the earpiece to earpiece, you're not going to scratch anything. From there, we do have the straps. The straps are super nice. It's like what I like to see in all my backpacks. The I think the yoke or shoulder piece is like integrated into the actual frame of the backpack itself. It's not just attached by like little 1-inch webbing or something like that. It's very heavy duty at the top. You don't have to worry about that going anywhere. The shoulder pieces are pretty well padded. I'd say maybe close to ½ inch of pad in there. You've got some loops and some molly and a chest strap, so you could add compass pouches or whatever you wanted to on the shoulders themselves. The buckles on the side here are pretty awesome. They're very similar to heavy-duty buckles that you're going to find on almost any tactical equipment. I don't actually know the brand of these, but they're super awesome. They haven't had any problems with them. Actually, let's see. It says UTX Flex Buckle. I don't know if that means anything to you. Doesn't mean anything to me. I haven't had any problems with them on this backpack or any of the other backpacks that I have from 511. So going from the shoulder straps, you go into the hydration source pouch or secret compartment. This one is not as low profile as like the All Hazards Prime or the Rush 72. These zippers do stick out a little bit farther, and then you can really see the zipper from, if your bag is just sitting on the ground. You can see that zipper pretty well. Again, waterproof material. You got a little tab here so you could run your tubing to the left or the right. There is not a like a flap or something that goes into the main compartment, so you could run it up through the handles. So pretty limited application to me, I guess. I mean, it does have dual zippers, so you could go, you could, I guess pinch the tubing one way or the other, just, whatever side is open. From there, it does actually have kind of a stiffener board or a board made out of plastic that goes right on the back here. So if you want to keep it a little bit more rigid, or if you're hauling different types of gear on the inside that could poke you in the back, make it uncomfortable, protects you from that. I personally don't like them, but I'm going to keep it in there and just see how it works for the little bit that I have. Now, when we talk about the bottom here, so there are drainage holes on the bottom in all the compartments. So if you do get waterlogged or something, you're going to drain out pretty quick. The back of the padding, or the back of the side that faces your body is actually pretty nice. These ridges aren't super tall. I don't know, maybe 1/4 inch, maybe, I don't think quite 1/2 inch. So you don't get great airflow, but this bag is pretty small, so you're not going to be carrying anything super heavy. And then I will say, down at the bottom here, there is some rubberized texturing, so it's going to stick a little bit better to your back. The only thing with that is, I think they're just glued on, so I haven't had any trouble with them yet, but they haven't, or I think maybe eventually, once I get a lot more time on this, those might start to wear out a little bit. From there, the bottom actually has these attachment points. It's like a single strip of MOLLE, so you could add like a waist pack or what are they called, butt packs or something to the bottom of it. You could attach D-rings, so if you wanted to put like a tent or something on, if you're using it for like camping or hiking or whatever, they're available to you. Now, I don't know if it was just because I bought directly from like GovX, which comes directly from the manufacturer or whatever. There is waist strap buckles, or whatever, yeah, I think buckles down here at the bottom. It didn't actually come with the straps for them, but if you feel so inclined, you are able to add like a waist strap if you're using this for kind of long distance, ruck marches or hiking or whatever you want. That's available to you, did not come with the straps. That's pretty much it. The bottom, like I said, I really don't like when they're attached by just a single piece of webbing. However, this one is actually sewn into a little bit larger of a footprint there, so you don't have to worry so much about that being the point of failure. It is stitched quite a few different ways right down on the bottom, if you guys can see that. So I haven't had any problems with any of my other bags from 511, but that is just something to note if you are super worried about, like, I don't know, carrying super heavy loads or whatever. I think if this backpack is going to fail, that's probably where it's going to be at. Haven't had any problems. I've run all of my other 511 bags without any issues for a long time, so they've held up really well in my experience. I don't think that this is any exception to that. The last thing I'm going to say is the straps do have a buckle right there. Again, I'm going to say it's the same quality that you're going to find with pretty much any other quality tactical gear. No problems with the buckles at all. That's pretty much all I got for you guys. So, the bag works super awesome. I haven't had any problems with it. It's relatively inexpensive. You're getting a really high quality product for it. I'll let you guys know if I have any problems with this particular bag, but all of my other 511 bags have been great. No issues with them at all. So if you thought this video was cool, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.